Hey everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft on the KingKraft server. I really enjoyed recording that episode last week, and I had a lot of fun putting that little house together. It's been a long time since I've done a whole lot of building just completely from scratch. Recently, anytime I had to build something, I would go onto Google and find a real-world example of that and then bring it into Minecraft and try and adapt it to this game. Which is what I had originally planned to do with their little mountain shack, but ended up getting frustrated with the picture I was working off of. So eventually just gave that up and started throwing blocks together and came up with what we did, which I'm really happy with. That tree floating there doesn't seem like it should be working. Yeah, it was also really nice to get back to the part of this game that I really enjoy, which is the little details. So yeah, we're definitely going to try and keep that going the rest of this series. And today, that's what we're going to be working on. But as you can see, we've got a path run from the town square out this way. Got a little bit of a rope bridge up here. I was going to try and use trapdoors, but then I realized that those go either on the top or bottom of blocks, so it wouldn't have been something, it wouldn't have looked like it was connected, so it would have looked stupid, but you also wouldn't have been able to, walk across it without having to jump. But we'll just continue down our little path here and eventually wind up at our spawn house. Speaking of little details, I started thinking about the guy that's going to live in our little mountain shack, and there's definitely not enough room in there for a bathroom. That's right, welcome to the outhouse. I'm sorry if this music is offensive to those of you who use an outhouse, but I'm assuming if you're somewhere that you have to use an outhouse, your internet speed is not fast enough to watch my videos. So I think this is a pretty cool representation of an outhouse. I was planning on putting a door on the front, but then it was just a coffin basically. So we put the banner on the front and we got the dumper, the dump hole. But yeah, today, like I said, we're going to go pretty heavy into the detail. So like we talked about in the last episode, we've got these troughs. That's where the water runs down. The guy takes his dirt, not dirt, but whatever sediment he's mined up from the ground, and he takes it, he dips it in the running water, it washes the sediment away and leaves all the heavy metals. So we have to figure out a way to get water from the river up into these troughs. So we're going to go through this pretty systematically. We need a way to get water up. So let's start with that. That's what this enormous pillar is here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a basically a pulley system that's going to pull buckets. That's too high. No, it's not. It's perfect. So yeah, we're going to have a pulley system that's going to pull water buckets up to this height. And actually, I need some scaffolding blocks as always. And I've got 6. Wonderful. This should go swimmingly. Alright, so this is going to come out here. Like that. And we can get rid of this stuff. And come across like so. We can get rid of the scaffolding. Alright, so we've got some framework up here. This is basically, pretend this log here rotates. Alright, so let's actually go back to the house for a second. Oh, thank goodness for feather falling. Let's grab some supplies from our storage chest in here. What do we need? Some iron bars, cauldrons, and I've got some buckets. That should be okay. Alright. Oh, turned around too far. Surprised myself when I was staring at the fire. Alright. So let's get some iron bars. Alright, and this was just to mark out the basic area of what I had been working on in my test world. So, this is going to connect up there in the second block in. So, we can go ahead and just, yeah, that doesn't look good, right? So, we're going to come up here and we'll just place a cauldron randomly, like right here. Oh, can I? Oh, bad news bug. I think Bug and Doom are fighting a, not fighting, but doing a Guardian Temple right now. We can take out this bottom one. It's just gonna disappear into the water like so. So we've got that. That one's on the way back down to collect more. So now we need to get a bucket of water. Can I take that? Perfect. All right, let's head back up on this side. And I think we'll do this one a little bit closer to the ground. So let's pop a cauldron there. Oh no, that's incorrect. Don't shift. There we go. All right, and then we'll just continue up to the top like this. And it's not perfect. It attaches to the sides of the logs. From the bottom, it kind of looks like it wraps around the top. So we're going to be okay with that. And we're going to place one block just as a marker for later right here. And just as a little detail, we'll cap off the end of this log. All right, so we got to get this abomination out of the way first. Thank you. All right, so we have a system for, and I'm probably going to move that up a little bit further to kind of equal this out. So now we have a bucket of water, but in order to get that bucket of water up here, we need something to make this log turn. And deep in the backwoods of Spawn Town on the KingKraft server, what better way to make that happen than with a good old-fashioned water wheel? That's what we're going to stick right here. So we're going to build it up a little bit. We want it to be close to the water because, hey, that's where the water is. But yeah, we're going to build it up a little bit. Get a little bit of support down. Oop, too far. Try again. Right here? Is that right? Is that where it was the first time? It may be. That's okay. But we're going to bring this out a couple blocks on both sides. And mechanically, it's going to be the same kind of thing we've got up there. It's just going to tie to the other side of that beam up there. So what we've got to do... I've got scaffolding blocks now. We're going to tie it to this end and go all the way... There we go. All the way up top. And tie it to this end of the, I don't know what you would call this, like engineering wise, what the name of this beam would be, but that's okay. I don't have to. Stop jumping. There we go. Right, so we'll bring this all the way up to the top. And voila. Okay. Let's get rid of this scaffolding. So now it's done, right? Nope, we don't have the wheel part. All right, we've got to put some blades on this end. And let's see, we've got the water on this side and it's got to go up that way. So the wheel has to spin, what, this way? All right, so we want the flat blade to be on this side. And then we can go all the way around like so. Is that right? Perfect. All right, now it's done, right? We got the blades. Nope. This water isn't moving. Also, it's not in the water. That may be a design flaw on my part. But even if it was in the water, this water's not moving. It's not enough to spin anything. So how do we deal with that? So while the water down there might not necessarily be moving, the water coming up in these buckets and getting dumped over top of this log into these water lines will be. So what if we steal a little bit of it to take back around and dump on top of the water wheel, essentially making it self-sustaining once you get it going? Which I think is a pretty sweet design. We're just using the same design as we are over there for the troughs to deliver water wherever we need it to go. And this is how I build it. There's not a whole lot to it. It's just trapdoors, and I use some kind of building block to build the trapdoors off of a little bit more easily. But we can do here, so the bucket's going to come up over here and dump the water straight in this trough, and that's going to go down there. And it's not going to make it all the way to the end, so we're going to have to add a little bit more water. Like so, and like so. So it's gonna, does that make it to the end? I thought I saw a zombie. What if we put one, is this here? That's already water. Will this make it? Hey! Nice. Alright, so now we've got some kinetic energy going. Spinning the water wheel, spinning the chain at the top, spinning the entire log, and pulling the buckets up and down. So now all we've got to do is use these, well, we have to divert the water this way also. And that should, okay. Now I've got it going both ways. And I know this water is just kind of floating in midair and the chain's holding it up. But I think you're asking a whole lot of questions. So why don't you mind your business? That's just Minecraft physics. It is what it is. So yeah, now all we have to do is run these trough lines kind of over in this direction to get water to these troughs on the ground over here. Alright, it looks like we've got everything done. So now for the moment of truth. Let's take this block out and see if it makes it all the way to the bottom. What in the world was that? Oh! Hi! Buddy? Am I gonna have one of these in every single one of my... No, you stop it. Stop it. Episodes for the rest of my life. Jeez. I need to get some insurance out here. We've got some troublemakers. Did it make it? It did. Okay. We missed the moment of truth. That's a little upsetting. We gotta block this off so it'll go down to the far end, and then we can open this up again. Hey! We did it. We did a thing. Nice. So you can see over here I put supports on all the pillars that are supporting the trough, and I went back around down here. Let's make sure all these guys are dead now. How many spawn? Is it 3 or 4? I'm going to assume 3. Alright, but yeah, like I said, I came back around here and put a little bit of support on the bottom of these support pillars. And these, since they're so freaking tall, and they're just one wide, I did a little bit of terraforming and I put a beam coming out of the earth here just to support these two since they're so tall. I might do the same with these, maybe, I don't know, come out of... I might not be able to with these because they've got the chains on both sides, and anything I put to support on the side is going to connect to the chains, so maybe they'll just be on their own there. Yeah, and you notice I put fences in between the posts. You know, like in like an old Western film, and they've got the big bridges for the trains that go over these big gorges, and they've got just supports everywhere underneath between the bottom of the track and the ground to support them. That's kind of what I was going for there, and it also helps enclose the area a little bit. Gives us sort of a little natural work area here, and just add some detail. So that's why we did that. On this trough here, I want to build like an awning over the top of it. We're going to leave this one open just to make it a little bit different. But let's see what we can do here. We're going to have to... Yeesh. So we'll take this one out. And sneak a block back in there real quick so it doesn't rush out. Nice. And I think we'll do the same thing on this side. This is just so we can have supports a little bit closer to the trough without... because I would like to put fence posts right here, but this is occupying that block, so we can't do that. So we're gonna just do what we can here. And... Yep. Alright, nice. So now we can take some fence posts. And I've already got some down here. Then we can take our slabs and sneak. Come on. Let's see how my aim is. Bow! Perfect. And come all the way down here. And do. And all the way back down to this end. And I was... Do I have a crafting table? I do. Just gonna get a cobble fence. I ran out. I might have some more in the shack, but I've got plenty of cobble. Put that there just for a little bit of differentiation in the support material. And then we'll come back in here I don't want it to be perfect, so we'll rough it up a little bit. Maybe those can be stairs. We'll have stairs here. Something like that. Do the same thing maybe here. And where do we do it on that side? Maybe there and there. And then we'll go back across the top and finish it off with slabs. Like that. Yeah. Yeah, I like this. This is real nice. So everything is air quote functional now. So last thing we need to do is just throw in some detail pieces like water buckets, maybe some big dirt retaining areas, stuff like that. So we take a few minutes and finish off my recording session with my favorite thing to do in the whole wide world, details. Alright, so we've added some last minute details, poop box, and tools of the trade for a little mining area here. These are meant to be like just big sediment containers. We might add a mine in here at some point. That might be a good place for it. But just places to store the sediment that he's bringing out of the ground. So then he can take that, come over here and grab one of these bowls. If you've ever seen anyone do gold painting, they use like a big plastic or metal bowl. And they put the sediment in it, and then they will let the water wash over it, and that'll take away the light stuff, the dirt, the whatever else, and it only leaves the heavy metals, the goodies. Got an anvil here. Maybe he needs to crack open rocks or chisel out the gems. Maybe I added some chests just around. I thought I put more than one. Well, there's one. And then we got some barrels over here, just some water. I put one of the cauldrons over here just to get some variation. We got some gold. This is what I picture looking. When you go to the gem mining places, you get a big bucket of dirt and there's rocks in it. Sometimes you can see them sitting on top like that. So that's why I put the ore in there. And we used this, I think this is the light gray concrete powder. I had some left over from working on some spawn stuff. That's all the stuff I built. I think if I can figure it out, since I'm a redstone master now, I might try and come up with some kind of loop system here and have a dropper up on this end and a hopper down here to catch them. And we'd have like gold nuggets just periodically float down the trough here and then pick it up, and it'd be on a timer. So maybe like every, I don't know, 30, 45 seconds, a gold nugget will pop up and flow down here and get picked up and go back in there. I think that'd be a pretty cool little pointless detail, which I'm going to be all about this season. And eventually we're going to come up with some kind of something to join these two up again and put them back in the river. Because the whole point of this water... Thought I heard something fall. Okay. The water isn't bringing any of the minerals or anything. That all comes straight out of the ground. The water is just to wash away the crap you don't want. So yeah. But I think that is all we're going to do today. I've got another little idea for this area in here, but we'll do that another day. Yeah, I'm really happy with the way this turned out. I've been really looking forward to getting started on this project since the idea came up. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. Hope you enjoyed, and we will see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye. Oops. Bye-bye.